Well, thanks for joining us on this Monday. I'm Sam Shocker. We start with this great rain we're seeing. It adds to the bit that we got over the weekend, but it's not the only rain that we're going to see this week. Here's a live look right now at our cameras over downtown Denver, covered in moisture, just like we want to see it. Tough to see any more than that, but it looks like it still may be raining. So let's get right over to the forecast with our senior meteorologist, Chris Bianchi. Hey, Chris.
Hey, thanks so much, Sam. And yeah, we are talking about that rain, and boy, did we need it. We've been talking about that for some time now. I feel like all winter long, all you've been yelling at me and the 9 News Weather Impact team is how we've been just with nonstop bad news. Here you go. Here's the good news. This is a lot of beneficial rain. This will make a difference with the drought. We've already seen in Boulder and in Fort Collins and in Longmont about an inch of rain already. That is when you start making a difference in the drought, and we've still got more to go. In Denver, here in the 90s backyard, we picked up close to a ½ inch of rain so far. Here's rain since yesterday. Again, 90s backyard, about 0.36 inches, but notice in Golden, West and North Metro doing great from this. South and East Metro, not a ton yet, but that rain will pick up this afternoon. Reason being, we're going to push in this energy from the west, and we're starting to see that now move into Vail Pass, and that will cross the Continental Divide and move into the Denver metro area and the I-70 Summit County Mountains within the next hour or two. Rain starting to pick up a bit more for us here in Denver, and we'll see more later on this afternoon. So when will all this rain come to a close, and when will that mountain snow come to a close? I'll tell you about that in a couple minutes.
All right, Chris, thank you. All evacuations have been lifted in Baca County, but the sharp fire that spread from Oklahoma continues to burn out of control. It's estimated to be more than 28,000 acres, with 18,000 of those acres on Colorado land. It's reportedly only 5% contained right now, and Governor Jared Polis declared a disaster emergency, allowing more state resources to help fight the fire. New at noon, Colorado's highest court has issued a preliminary injunction ordering Children's Hospital Colorado to reinstate gender-affirming care for patients. This comes as a lawsuit over access to the care continues to play out. Earlier this year, both Children's and Denver Health stopped offering medical gender-affirming care like puberty blockers and hormone therapy for minors. They feared offering the care could put them at risk of losing their license. A district judge first blocked an initial injunction request in February. That decision was appealed, resulting in today's orders from the Colorado Supreme Court to reinstate gender-affirming care for under 18. Children's Hospital Colorado says they are reviewing the judge's decision and will provide guidance to their patients in the near future. An investigation is underway after an A-line RTD train hit and killed a person late last night. The crash was near Quebec and Smith Road about 11:30 last night. RTD officials tell us a person was in the A-line train's right-of-way at the time and died at the scene. There were 112 people on board at the time. None of them were hurt. Buses were used to transport riders for several hours. A man faced a judge this morning for charges he caused the death of a 4-year-old boy. A court document shows the child's mother had dropped him off with the man for discipline. APD says officers responded to a call Saturday night at an apartment on Tennessee Avenue and found the boy unconscious and not breathing. He later died in the hospital. Police say Alexander Martinez Armstrong admitted to hitting the boy. He is not the boy's father, but is friends with the parents. He faces a first-degree murder charge. An investigation is underway after Douglas County deputies shot at a man yesterday afternoon. Sheriff Darren Weekly says a child called 911 from a home east of Franktown and reported a man assaulting his mother. When deputies got there, they knocked on the door and both the young child and a woman ran out. The sheriff says a deputy looked through the doorway and saw a man with a handgun. They say he pointed the gun at a deputy and the deputy opened fire. We're told that deputies at one point retreated and a drone was later sent in. The suspect was found dead inside.
Especially when there's an assault in progress, there's a family dynamic going on. These are particularly deadly calls for officers all across the country. And so our deputies are trained extremely well to respond to these situations, assess exactly what they have, de-escalate the situation if necessary. This one evolved extremely quickly.
The sheriff says it is unclear if the man died of a self-inflicted gunshot or the deputy shot. The 23rd Judicial District Critical Incident Response Team is investigating. Denver has no regulations or guidelines for data centers at the moment, but there are concerns about excessive water and power usage for people living near a center. It's why City Council plans to vote on a proposal this afternoon to halt all new data center construction for up to a year. 9 News reporter Courtney Yoon has a preview.
The whole point of this proposed moratorium is so that city leaders can have time to draft regulations surrounding data centers, things like energy usage, water consumption, noise, and location. So Denver's largest data center is actually already under construction in Elyria-Swansea. Take a look. So the Globeville-Elyria-Swansea Coalition says that this facility will have significant impacts. The area already has some of the worst air quality in the state with the Purina factory and other industries nearby. Neighbors are worried how much energy and water it will consume, and they're also worried about their health. But according to City Council, this facility under construction right now won't be affected by the moratorium. Permits were approved under existing zoning rules, and the proposed moratorium would apply only to new facilities. It would last up to 1 year or until the city adopts new data center regulations. So the second reading is scheduled for today, and if it passes, this moratorium could take effect on Thursday, the 21st. So the Globeville-Elyria-Swansea community organizers will be here on the front steps of the city and county building before the vote later on today. They do have a list of demands, which includes protecting communities during drought and grid stress, full disclosure of energy and water usage, and they also want them to be limiting the use of diesel generators. In Denver, Courtney Yoon, 9 News.
Courtney, thank you. Bears have been spotted in Boulder and some other closer foothill cities, but you don't hear about one in Wheat Ridge too often. One made a surprising visit there over the weekend. A 9 News viewer sent us this video. It's all the way over by that fence. It was roaming from yard to yard around 11 a.m. near West 32nd and Wright. Wheat Ridge police said they followed the bear on its journey while waiting for guidance from Colorado Parks and Wildlife. CPW monitored the bear, but it reached an open space on its own a few hours later.